today's knowledge session is going to speak about the essentials of MIS for the small businesses. So we'll know about Mr. Manish Kumar. He is a chartered accountant. He is a tax consultant for the income tax and GST also. He has an office in Delhi, service pan India, helps in being cash rich businesses. He also gives advice about the business succession planning. He is the BRICS Award winner of 2020 for the direct taxation. You will, from the photograph, you'll understand during the second annual Direct Tax Summit Awards 2020, he has been awarded BRICS Award. He has his own mission, that is to help 1 lakh persons then cross business boundaries, personal financing, statutory compliances, grow business, succession planning and business tips. His YouTube channel is CA Manish Kumar Sinha. So many other YouTube videos which he has already posted on the YouTube, you will definitely be able to put on those videos and get tips from Mr. Manish Kumar. Mr. Manish Kumar will definitely share his mail ID and telephone number to get connected with him directly for the business tips. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Manish Kumar, the platform is yours.
Thank you, sir, for wonderful introduction. So, as you have told, today we have to discuss about business MIS.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, once again. Yeah. So, today topic is business MIS. The business MIS help in being any company or any venture convert into cash rich company. You have started or you are existing doing your business venture or you want to make cash rich company. तो आपको MIS पर आना ही पड़ेगा. Once you are not on MIS or you are not taking help of MIS, then it is not possible कि your venture will become कैश रिच कंपनी और कैश रिच वेंचर. और जब तक आपकी कंपनी कैश रिच या कैश रिच कंपनी या कैश रिच वेंचर नहीं होता है, देयर इज नो वे टू सर्वाइव इन लॉन्ग रन. 5 साल 10 साल 1 जनरेशन टू 2nd जनरेशन आप कभी भी सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाओगे. सपोज दैट आपके कंपनी का मार्जिन सिर्फ 1 और 2% है और यू आर डिपेंडेंट कि मेरे को जब डेटर से पैसा आएगा तब मैं स्टाफ का सैलरी दूंगा या रेंट दूंगा. अगर इस तरीके का सिनेरियो है, देन इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सर्वाइव योर बिजनेस फॉर द लॉन्ग रन, बिकॉज आपकी जो लायबिलिटी है वो एक पर्टिकुलर डेट पर आनी ही आनी है, चाहे वो फर्स्ट को रेंट पेमेंट करना हो या फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ नेक्स्ट मंथ में आपको सैलरी पेमेंट करना हो, 20th ऑफ नेक्स्ट मंथ को आपको जीएसटी पे करना हो, 7th ऑफ नेक्स्ट मंथ को यू हैव टू पे टीडीएस. व्हेन यू आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन डेटर्स कि पैसा आएगा तब मैं इन एसेट्यूटरी लायबिलिटी को या जो कंपनी की लायबिलिटी है उसको मैं पे करूंगा. अगर आप ये सोच रहे हो, देन आप लॉन्ग रन गेम नहीं खेल सकते हो, आप अपने कंपनी को ग्रो नहीं कर सकते हो. जो बिजनेस का मेन मोटिव होता है वेल्थ क्रिएशन, वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन और ब्रांड क्रिएशन, आप वहां पर आप नहीं कर पाओगे क्योंकि आप डे टू डे लाइफ में बिजनेस के डे टू डे प्रॉब्लम में इतना उलझे रहोगे कि यू कैन नॉट थिंक कि हाउ आई हैव टू क्रिएट माय बिजनेस एथिक्स, हाउ आई हैव टू क्रिएट माय बिजनेस ब्रांड एंड हाउ आई कैन डेवलप माय प्रोडक्ट और सर्विस टू mass, or you can say for the growth of company. तो आप ये सब सोच ही नहीं पाओगे. So that's why तो वेबिनार का बस एक छोटा सा webinar has the only a small rule, that is the 60 minute, and whatever you have the question during webinar, then you have to put question on your notepad, or whenever you think I have to discuss with Manish about this particular thing, you can discuss, you can raise your hand or you can ask your question. And this is my suggestion for you: avoid distraction, like don't watch TV, don't don't look your WhatsApp and any other social media during webinar. Otherwise, it will be the waste of your time as well as my time. Now, today what I'm talking to you, that is that you can say type of information. So type of information, generally it's the three kind of the type of information. One, I know everything, but I have not implemented. I know, but some part or some extent I have implemented that particular knowledge. And third, I don't know what I have to do. So that is the most important thing. You must aware ki what is your status, at what stage you are, whether you are on the first. I know each and everything, but not able to implement. Just I give the one example. Everybody know ki we have to drive. When we are driving, we have not to take phone calls, but on average 80-90% or 95% person take phone calls while driving in a day or while in a week. Then it means that we know each and everything, but we are not implementing. So what is your status? Whether you know you have implemented somewhere, or you don't know what you have to do. So once you confirm or you redefine yourself, where you are or what is your stage, then you can upward you can grow yourself. Now, so today discussion is the compliance focus, ki how any company or any private limited partnership firm or even the proprietorship, whatever they have the compliance, how we can complete our compliance focus like TDS, GST, income tax, etc. All those things. Then profit and loss, balance sheet focus, and last important thing, management focus, that we have to discuss today. Yeah. So I have 2 and 3 questions to you. Ask yourself first, do you prepare monthly profit and loss account or not? Do you prepare monthly profit and loss account or not? Second question, your profit is consistent month to month or not? Third question, do you know region of variation? Suppose that you are preparing profit and loss account month to month and it is not consistent. Like in 1 month it is the 4%, another month it is the 6%, next third month it is the 3%, 4th month 9%, 5th month 4%. So why your profit is going to variation in month to month? As you are selling same product, you are dealing with same services, you have almost same kind of expenditure, then what is the reason your profit is going to vary month to month? If you don't analyze, if you don't understand the reason behind this, you cannot do your business, or you can do your business but you cannot create massive profit, massive wealth from your business. Now I ask one question, when you are preparing profit and loss account, so what is consist? First, sale. Second, purchase. After that, it's come the some indirect expense and some miscellaneous kind of expense. Sales, whatever product or service you are dealing, that is the sale. When you have sold product or service to outside, it is the sale. Purchase, when you have purchased or you have taken some, you have hired some person as a service or any other person for the services, then it is the purchase. Indirect expense, company has paid telephone, rent, and staff welfare, training expense, stationery, all kind of expenditure is considered as indirect expense. That is not directly related to sale, but it is important for your company to grow your company. And next one is the miscellaneous expenditure. Miscellaneous expenditure like office expense, a small kind of office expense. Some expenditure has been occurred by promoter or director or owner through credit card, whether it's include business promotion, traveling, So this kind of the expenditure is considered as the miscellaneous, or you can classify it in the separate head like business promotion, traveling, etc. That, but for here classification for MIS purpose, I am considering as the miscellaneous expenditure. Now, as you know, sale and purchase is included or that consists in GST return. When you have filed your GST return, then you confirm your sale. Whatever you have sale in month of April, May, June, July, or in any month, whatever you have sale, you have to mention in GSTR 1 as well as GSTR 3B. Just like sale, you have purchased goods or service from other vendor, they have filed their GSTR 3 or 1. According to that, your purchase is also confirmed. So we can say with help of GST return, we confirm what is our sale or we confirm what is our purchase. What we have the GST output, what we have GST liability, what we have GST input, or we have the GST credit. It means it is the fixed or it can be confirmed only with GST return. Another thing, indirect expense and miscellaneous kind of expense is confirmed from TDS return as well as the bank. Why I'm saying bank? Bank means not only current account, bank means mode of payment. Like it can be Paytm, it can be credit card, or it can be current account. Suppose that as being the director, I have visited Mumbai, and in Mumbai, I have paid 10,000 rupees in a hotel as well as for food. All amount has been spent through my credit card. That amount I will give the detail to my company or my accountant after returning hometown. So my accountant will confirm that it is the traveling expense, it is the food expense, or it is the business promotion expense. It means through credit card transaction, my accountant will know what kind of expenditure director, promoter, or owner has occurred. Now, it means all kind of income expenditure, whether it is a direct expenditure or indirect expenditure, miscellaneous kind of expenditure, all are fixed and it is a confirm. Now, so why not, as being the businessman, we prepare profit and loss account every month, because sale, we know profit and loss account consists sale, purchase, indirect expense, as well as miscellaneous expense. Now, sale and purchase is reflected in GST return. And as being the business owner, you know, GST return cannot be revised. GST return cannot be revised. It means in month of September, you have sale of 2 lakh rupees, or you have filed before 20th October 2 lakh rupees. It cannot be revised. You cannot revise at the 20 lakh rupees, or you cannot revise as the 20,000 rupees. It means whatever amount you have mentioned in GST return, that will be the fridge. It cannot be amended. Yeah, you can mention in another month. Suppose that you had the real sale in month of September only 20,000 rupees, but due to some mistake, you have put it one more zero in GST return, that you can rectify in month of October, but you cannot revise in month of September. As just like that, TDS return can be revised, but it is a tedious work. And if you have revised TDS return, then it will be the indication for getting notice from department. And bank cannot be revised, because whatever amount you have paid through bank, credit card, or Paytm, that cannot be revised. Whatever the transaction you did in past, whether it is the 2 days back, 5 days back, 15 days back, you cannot say your bank, your credit card, your Paytm, or any phone pay or phone wallet, I did mistakenly that transaction, please return to me. No, it cannot be done. Yeah, amount you can take the return, but your transaction cannot be revised. It means whatever the expense I have did, indirect expense, miscellaneous expense, sale and purchase, all are freeze within first week of next month. So why not we prepared our balance profit and loss account month to month? Once we will prepare profit and loss account month to month, then we can analyze what is the variation of profit, what is the variation of sale, what is the variation of purchase, or different kind of ratios. So we can go ahead for another thinking, new analytical point of view. So our business will have the good strength for growth. Type of MIS. So what kind of, once you have prepared profit and loss account, after that you as being the businessman, you require some kind of MIS, that is the concise profit and loss account MIS, sales MIS, ratio MIS, credit MIS, and last one, that is the most important, that is the compliance MIS. So in concise profit loss MIS, it will show how much you have profit sale in month of last month, how much you have the purchase, and what is you have the closing stock, as well as gross profit and net profit. That's the concise profit and loss account MIS that provide information to management or owner or promoter to take decision for next month or ongoing month. In sales MIS, whatever amount you have made sales in last month, you have to see how much sales is credit sale, how much it is the cash sale. So then it will create the profit line to you, because in cash sale there is no requirement of recovery expenditure. But in case of credit sale, you have to utilize your manpower, human resource to recover that amount. Suppose that you have given the 30 days credit period or 45 days credit period. For 45 days, for that particular credit period, you have to apply. You have to use your human resource or sales manager or accounts payable receivable team to recover that money. It means whatever the portion or profit you have earned in sale, that particular percentage of human resource cost or your company cost will be reduced from your actual profit from sale. Ratio MIS, what you have to see in ratio MIS, what is your current ratio, what is your gross profit ratio, what is your net profit ratio, what is your debt versus equity ratio. There are different kind of the ratio on which financial institution or bank provide loans to you. So as being the business owner, you must aware what is your ratio for the various purpose, like sales ratio, current asset ratio, fixed asset ratios, current liquid ratio, debt ratio, and price and equity ratio. So there are lots of ratio that is used by bank or financial institution before providing loan to your company. They analyze your balance sheet through ratio, through ratio. So your company must have the good ratio balance sheet. Now, last one is second last is credit MIS. Credit MIS, you have to find out when you have sold your goods or services on credit. So what is the credit period? Whether it is the 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. So in that, whether you are able to recover, suppose that I sold my goods of 1 lakh rupees on credit of 30 days. So whether I'm able to recover whole 1 lakh rupees within 30 days or not. Suppose that my credit period is 30 days and I have recovered whole amount within 30 days, then it is a good scenario or good sign for me, for my company. But if I have recovered only 60% or 65% within 30 days and balance money is not recoverable within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, then it's going into asset bad debts where company will lose money or maybe lost everything, then whatever the profit margin you have earned while selling your goods, you have destroy your whole profit when you are not able to recover amount from your debtors. Last one is compliance amount. MIS. In compliance MIS, you have to watch, you have to see whether your GST return is filed on time, whether your ROC return is filed on time, whether your ITR return is filed on time, whether your TDS return is filed on time. If it is not filed within the due date or on time, then heavy penalty you have to bear, as well as your company reputation is on a stake. When angel investor or any investment company is going to fund your company or your business, they see also whether you are prudent, you are capable to do your statutory compliance or not, whether you are the failed as a statutory compliance or not. So this kind of statutory compliance they see. So as being, if you want to become a strong company or very good company or brand company, then you must complete all your statutory compliances on or before due date. Now, just I take the one example. In case of ROC compliance, if you did director KYC on time, then it is the nil cost. But if you have not, completed on time, then it is the penalty of 5,000 rupees. As like for AOC 4 and MJT 7, for 1 lakh rupees capital, it is just 300 rupees. But if you miss, then it is the penalty of the 100 rupees per day. Then you can think, you can amazing how much it is penalty is, how much penalty is impacted in your company. Just like ROC, there is the TDS compliance where if you have paid TDS on time, there is no penalty. If you have not filed TDS payment on time, then it is TDS payment is the 1.5% per month as an interest, and non-filing TDS return, it is the liability of 200 rupees per day. So once you have filed the TDS return on time, it is the nil cost, almost nil cost. It is the approx 40 rupees, 50 rupees, or maximum 100 rupees. But you have not filed 2 and 3 days or 5 days, then it is the TDS liability, TDS non-filing of TDS return penalty is the 200 rupees per day. Suppose that you have not filed TDS return from due date 5 days, then it is a penalty of the 1,000 rupees, and it's continue every day. Just like the GST return, if you have filed GST return on time, like 11th for GSTR 1 and 20th is GSTR 3B, then there is no government fee. Sure, whatever you have the GST liability, you have to pay, but government fee, there is nil government fee for filing of GST return. But you have delay in filing GST return, then it is the 50 rupees per day for GSTR 1 and 3B. So what I want to say is, if you have delay in 10 days, then what will happen? 500. 500 is not a big amount, but after 1 and 2 months, you have defaulted or you have not filed your return as you don't have money, or you are not able to pay GST on time. So what will happen? You are not eligible to generate e-invoice. You are not eligible to generate e-way bill. It means that your business will stop. So it is my suggestion, file each and every government compliance or statutory compliance on or before due date to grow your business. So what is the solution? You will say, yeah, this kind of the problem we are facing, my company is not preparing balance sheet and each and everything. Then what is the solution? Solution is implementation of MIS in your business. So how you will implement MIS in your business? there is only two ways. One, in-house MIS department. We have to create in-house MIS department where all kind of the information is provided in concise mode to promoter or management, or outsource your MIS department. You have purchase department, you have account department, but for MIS, you have hired one expert person who comes in 2 or 3 days in a month, or maybe in lockdown time, he can access your account department. He can discuss with your account, sales manager, each and everything, and on discussion or on access of your accounts or Tally or whatever the software you are using, he will prepare MIS and will represent to management. Then management can ask question to all department head, or you can say a person who is responsible for accounts or collection, debtors, receivable or sales. Why it is the variation, or suppose that account department has not filed GST return on time, he has not filed TDS return on time, or your consultant has not filed ROC return on time, then you can ask. So before asking or before implementation anything, you must aware whether you are finding any variation, whether it is any problem in your organization or not. So develop in-house MIS or outsource your MIS department. Now, whatever you have the question, you can ask now. And this is my contact number, email ID. And if you want to do meeting, then I'm available virtual as well as offline. For virtual, I'm available for the whole world, but for offline, I'm in Delhi. So I can meet you only in Delhi. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.